That's right. Nikki. Let's go, I guess.
Call the meeting to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to welcome everyone to the school board meeting this evening. We will remind everyone that we are live streaming the meeting, so the green light is on, and we welcome those that are joining us that way as well. So we'll start by accepting or entertaining a motion to accept consent agenda items.
So moved.
I have a motion by Pat. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Cheryl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we'll move down to community non-agenda items. I believe we have a guest in the room.
We do. We have some Graham Creek Elementary presentations that were scheduled for today. Graham Creek had some challenge today with HVAC, so we're going to make a little adjustment, and Mr. Hearn is out sick. So our crescendo performance of their orchestra, we're going to reschedule for another date when Mr. Hearn will be able to be here and the students have had plenty of time to practice. But we'd like to go ahead and recognize a 4th grader who had a phenomenal 4-H year, and they're going to share some things about the very neat things they're doing at Graham Creek with 4-H. So I believe Courtney Christians, our instructional coach, is going to kind of give us some information this evening.
And I think he is going to stand here, and so we're going to all move out so that we can see, so that the World Wide Web can see you. So smile big.
You can see here with you. Sure.
Okay.
You just, right there's fine. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for welcoming us tonight. Like Dr. Johnson said, we did have some unplanned events happen at Graham Creek today, so we're all a little thrown off a little bit, but before I get started, I do want to say thank you very much. The school board, I would like for you guys to know how much Dr. Johnson and Carrie and Todd were so helpful for getting all of us to where we needed to be, keeping all the kids safe. So I just want you guys to know on behalf of Graham Creek that we are so thankful for everything you guys did today. So as Dr. Johnson said, my name is Courtney Christians. I'm the instructional coach at Graham Creek. And when this idea was first presented to me about having this presentation, I was so excited because I was going to be here as a mom. And then today, Mr. Hearn was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm sick, so it's tag, you're it." So I was like, okay. So I get the opportunity of being here not only as a mom, but also as our GCE representative. So I did bring my husband and my daughter along with me, so they are all here. But at Graham Creek, we really, really pride ourselves on eliminating barriers for students. And one way that we've been able to do that over the last few years is creating clubs that take place during the school day. And so we've started these clubs and we've gotten them going, and they're really successful to the point where teachers are just completely exhausted after them. And they're like, okay, we love them, but we need a break. And we love them, but we need a break. And it's like, but it's for the kids, so they keep doing it month after month after month. And so Shirley approached Mr. Hearn and I early on and was like, hey, I have an idea. I want to bring back 4-H. I want to bring it back to our school. Our community needs it. And for me, as being a former 4-H'er with Shirley as my 4-H leader, we were the wild bunch, we were all for it. And so it started off as just something that we did at Graham Creek as one of our clubs. It has blossomed into something even bigger than what I think that any of us had ever imagined that it was going to be. And now it is not only during the school day whenever we have our clubs, but it is also an after-school program to where kids are, we have so many kids that want to be involved that we've had to move it to where they do have some after-school meetings. And so last year, we were able to send over 250 projects to our local Jennings County 4-H fair. And that's huge. I don't even know how many have been in there in the past, but to have that many from one school, we just thought was phenomenal. So some of those projects even were able to make it to the state fair. So we are really excited because Simon's was one of the projects that was able to make it to the state fair. He was able to put in the hard work along working with Shirley and Angie Money, and they've really pioneered, getting these projects and making them with the kids and presenting them. And Simon was even able to win grand champion at the state fair. So it was huge. We actually took a big family trip up to the state fair, all 4 kids. We all loaded up and spent the day up there and found all of his projects, and it was really, really awesome. And whenever we got there, we noticed he had a little extra ribbon on his project, and we're just kind of like, oh, we don't know what that is. A few days later, I got an email, and he had actually won the 4-H Leaders Choice Award as well. And so I'm going to bring up Shirley and Jess Bailey, our Purdue partner, and they're going to talk a little bit more about that. But it's really exciting. His project is actually it's housed at the 4-H headquarters at Purdue, and it gets to go around the entire state for the entire year to be showcased throughout the state of Indiana. So I'm gonna let those 2 come up, and then they can, and Angie as well, and then that way they can kind of talk to you more about it, and then we'll go from there. You stay here, yeah, it's your project.
Okay, you want to do the presentation? Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having us this evening. I'm Jess Bailey, and I'm president of the Jennings County 4-H Council and vice president of our livestock committee. I get the privilege tonight of awarding this award to Simon. As Mrs. Christ-Johns did say, he won grand champion with this project. Now, I just want to remind you, to win grand champion at the state fair, it's from all the counties. There's 3 projects from each county in the whole state of Indiana that are at the state fair. So he went up a bunch of projects. So then he won grand champion out of all those. And then you add to that Leaders Merit Award. So then that's when all the grand champions go into that pool and they all decide on whose project deserves that. Well, Simon's project was deserved that. So with that, I would like to present to you this rosette with the State 4-H Leaders Choice Award.
Now, this isn't the actual project. The actual project is somewhere in the state of Indiana, so we had to make a copy of it. Good thing I kept it on the computer. So Angie's going to talk about our club.
All right, currently we have 26 3rd through 6th grade that meet on club days with us. There were so many that wanted in our club that, like Courtney said, we had to open up to the after school program, and that has 25 members. We had to make a cut there because Shirley and I are the ones that take care of it, so it's tough wrangling all of them at once. We also do mini 4-H. That's kindergarten through 2nd grade. We have 20 students during the day and 21 students after school. So if you add that up, we have
A bunch.
37 kids in the afternoons. But all of them are so excited. They're like, when's our next club meeting? When's our next club meeting? We're like, let's get through the weather. Let's get through holidays. We'll get you there. This year, our goal is for 300 projects at our fair. I think we're going to make it. And also, we send kids to 4-H camp, which is usually the 1st of June. And this year, our goal is to send 15 students. And with that, they only have to pay half of the camp costs, which we received a grant from the Southeastern REMC to help with that. So.
Which Courtney put in for us and got it.
They do all the hard work. It's easy for me to send in paperwork. So we are so thankful that they are willing to do that and take on that. That, I would say it's not a burden, but that it's not easy what they do. So to be able to do that not only during school, but after school and with the littles, I mean, we all know that with littles, it's like herding cats. So we are so thankful that the two of them are willing to do that for us, and we so appreciate it very much.
After her kids get done with their projects, first thing they go say, can we go show mom? So yeah, go show mom your project.
So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Can I get a group picture?
Yeah, absolutely.
And could Simon tell just a little bit about his project so that we can learn a little bit of what you learned about the State Forest?
I mean, it's about the no, I can't say it. The forest, it's about the forest. And I've,
It's been a year since he
It's
made the
okay.
project.
Do you want me to hold it for you while you explain it?
It was about like all the stuff there. They have like many different trails. They have different, I don't think it's on here, but they have different like rules and stuff for like hunting and all that. They have, I'm pretty sure, different fishing like lakes, I'm pretty sure. And then, I don't know exactly where, but it says over here the location, but there are many different trails that are like pretty long, couple miles long. And then on there it also says when it was made, and I don't know if it goes to now, but it has different pictures on here of like different parts of the Selmeyer State Forest.
Great. Thank you for sharing.
Courtney, jump in that picture too. Simon, hold that award for us. You might need some help with the posters so you can display the.
Got it?
Perfect.
Got it like that? Got it? Okay.
1, 2, 3. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Our scrapbook for 4-H, and I happened to find a real good picture of Nikki today.
About 8 years old.
Red hair and all.
Yeah.
Great
I think Courtney and I are both proud Wild Bunch
We are,
members.
yes. Yes, we are. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much for all those opportunities for our kids.
Thank you.
So just want to say thank you again. I know they're stepping out, and so congratulations to Simon, of course. Quite an accomplishment, and so we're super proud of you. So thank you for putting the work in, and you know, again, we're very proud of you. The whole board is. And then that doesn't go unrecognized that it takes family, and so you see family here. And then also other individuals who wrap their arms around our kids. It's part of our community. It's part of what we do. It's part of your school. And so just want to recognize that it does take a village. And
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
and we
It
appreciate you
definitely
all
see.
being here.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, Simon.
Thank you.
I know Courtney touched just really quickly on Grand Creek. If you don't mind, and I know you did as well, but if you don't mind just sharing, since she did, and just because this is going to be live streamed, just maybe what happened today and what we did with the kids in order to keep them safe. Do you
okay.
mind?
Yes, no, not at all. So we had an HVAC issue this morning that developed rapidly at the beginning of the day. And so since we knew we would not be able to have that corrected immediately, and it involved somewhat of a natural gas smell, because that's what's connected to our HVAC there, we had to make the decision to move the kids. They were already arrived at school, so sending them back home to houses that could be empty is just not a viable option. So we made the decision to move the entire school population to NVE for the day. And that's something that we've had to do in emergency situations in the past, so we have a system and a way of doing that in a safe manner. The kids, they handled it beautifully. I think that their teachers and staff were so calm and positive about it that to the kids it was a fun adventure. As an extra field trip, I had a first grader today at bus dismissal tell me he got to climb the rock wall. It was the best day ever because NVE has a rock wall. So the students were moved in town. We put a phone call out to parents and told them they could pick them up if they'd like to at NVE. And some chose to do so, but the majority did not. So the students spent the day at NVE in classrooms. We had space for them. They had lunch. They got to go to specials. And at the end of the day, they returned to Graham Creek and were dismissed from there. Actually, though, we found out with our HVAC that the part that caused the situation, we had that part headed to us ready to fix, and they put that on, but the part further down the line then failed as well. And that part has to be fabricated and made specifically to fix it. So someone is doing that for us this evening in Indianapolis, and they will bring it to us tomorrow and hopefully get it installed. But in the interim, we have to do a virtual day for only Graham Creek Elementary tomorrow, so that we're able to get that work done to have everybody safe and comfortable in the building. So I sent that call out to parents, but middle school and high school students who live in the Graham Creek area, they still have school in session tomorrow. So we made sure they knew that. So.
And I appreciate everyone from the school level to the admin level here, even at the main office, just putting the kids' safety first. I know that that was a lot, but I know that that's always the way it works here at Jennings County, and I appreciate that. So thank you for that, just that quick update since she brought it up.
Anytime. And you said it takes a village, and I can't speak enough to the adults in this community that show up when we need it. When we called bus drivers and said, can you come back and transport kids? They said, I'll be right there. Cooks moved lunches. I mean, everybody just pitches in as a team and offers to be there with open arms. So grateful for our staff.
Great. Thank you for that update. So now we'll ask if anyone is present that would like to speak to any items on the agenda or any other topic. Hearing none, we'll go down to old business. We have some Neola policies for approval.
Yes, asking for approval of these two Neola policies. They both have to do with food service.
I had a motion by Travis. Do I have a second? Second by Mary Lynn. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we'll go down under programs. We have an advanced math course addition.
Yes, I'm asking for approval for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math courses. These courses are required by legislation, and they will begin next year. Students will be automatically enrolled if they score above average on iLearn and a C or higher in the class. Parents can opt out, but otherwise students would be automatically enrolled, and we will share that information with parents.
Okay. Do I have I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Kurt. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Pat. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we'll move down under property, a performance service contract for JCMS.
Yes, I'm asking the board to approve the contract with Performance Services to do a pool upgrade. This project was brought up, it's been brought up multiple times when we got the bond in the fall of '24. Also during a work session, it was one of the top 3 items that bond would be, one of the purposes of getting that bond. The work's gonna be about $399,000, and it's basically replacing everything in the guts of the pool. Like the concrete pool's fine, but everything that runs it, it's original to when it was opened in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, somewhere in there, and it's just wore out. So that's what I'm asking approval for.
And we'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Pat. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Cheryl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we have safety upgrades.
Yes, this has to do with the bond that was issued in 2024 also.
2025.
Yes. No, this is for, 25 is Brush Creek, so this would be 2024. This was the #1 priority of the 2024 bond. This is the safety upgrade to all locations. And I just want to give you a quick timeline of what's going on. This is where you guys approved the use of Garmin Miller, and this is what's going to happen between now and this summer. So the design documents will be completed next week. From there, we'll get a bid draft, bid notice draft. You guys have that by the first meeting in March. Then the bid will go to the paper on March 20th. The construction documents will be complete on March 26th. The first notice in the paper will be published on 3/27. We'll have a pre-bid meeting on 4/1. Then we will have the second bid notice will be published on 4/3. Then the bid opening will happen on 4/16. Recommendation to award will happen on 4/20, and then I'll bring it back to you guys for approval on the 4/23 board meeting pending legal approval. And then the following week, we'll make sure the contract's right. We'll be signing the contract the week after the meeting.
This is the portion for the secure entries at all of the buildings, and we will work, we're still hoping for the timeline to be this summer, but we will work to make sure that either it can meet that timeline, or if we need to break it into half and half over 2 summers, that we can, so it's not disruptive during the school year. So prioritizing that being done around that time. We have other security, safety updates we'll bring back, but this is the portion for the secure entries. But we've had some discussion about the potential of a weapons detection system. People commonly refer to them as a metal detector at high school and middle school, and some other hardening of building pieces in order to be as safe and secure as possible. So we'll bring more information back as we keep progressing forward.
This item is an informed. Does anyone have questions for Philip or for Nikki? Hearing none, we'll go down to new business. We have Neola policies.
Yes, this is a group of policies that need to be updated to match non-discrimination laws, and so this is a first reading. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, and we'll bring them back next meeting.
Again, this is an informed, so please review those policies and get with Nikki if you have questions. Next, under programs, we have an IDOE and legislative updates.
Yeah, so I would just like to kind of give an update on some things happening at the State House, both at IDOE and legislature. So I'm passing this around. This is the second draft of the proposed new accountability model for schools. So the legislature last year tasked IDOE with coming up with a revised school grading accountability model. So this will go back to schools receiving published letter grades. And this is the criteria for how a school will get their letter grade. This has not been approved yet. It is still working through the IDOE process, but we've been informed, school districts have been informed, you need to be going ahead and preparing, because you will go ahead and you will end up with a grade this year based on this year's test scores. So the tricky thing is we will get assessed on this the first time without having anything in place. This first grade. And so the second grade, which will come next year, we would have had an opportunity to get these things in place. But when you're talking about things like scheduling, that's work that has to be done right now to be prepared for August. So we've been working on that, and you'll notice some things that have been on the agenda and that are upcoming on the agenda that goes along with it. So I just wanted to highlight what they have so far. Again, this is the second draft. It could still change in some way. But the big piece is they built an accountability model that is centered on academic data, test scores, and then they said what other factors make a student successful. And so then they're offering other opportunities for schools to show that they're effective and the students are successful through those metrics, like attendance, student growth, at the high school level diploma, what type of diploma they earn, work-based learning. So I just want to highlight some of those different pieces. The first bar at the top you see is K-3 students. That is very much centered around testing. And so that has I Learn and it has I Read and then regular school attendance. Those are the main areas, and then there's bonus points if an EL student or English language learner meets proficiency. Then you get to grade bands 4 through 6 and 7 through 8. They're very similar, with just a couple notable differences. Their main piece of their school letter grade will be determined on their academic mastery on I Learn in ELA and math. And then if you look on the other side, here are some other factors. If they have more than 1 year growth in a year, they've accelerated progress, they can get additional points. Regular school attendance, their reading proficiency, and what that means is if they did not perform an I Read in 3rd grade, but they pass in 4th grade, then their school gets a point for when they do pass. And this is something that I'm gonna say I'm personally excited to see from the state, and that's proficiency in science and social studies. For a long time, everyone's really focused on talking only about iLearn and through ELA and math. And science and social studies didn't get that same attention. And so as a school district that has done a lot of work with STEM, and we've seen all of the growth it provides our kids and opportunities, I'm excited to see that science is included in that looking forward. Then a big thing I will point out on that 7th to 8th grade band, you'll notice in that purple box on the far right, high school level course and credit. So what that's saying is our middle school will get a grade based on their middle school students earning high school credit while in middle school. Right now, the benchmark that the state is discussing and setting is 2 high school credits for each year of middle school. So 2 in 7th grade and 2 in 8th grade. So the challenge put before us is what high school courses are appropriate developmentally for middle schoolers, and how could we provide that programming? So that is one thing that we've been working through, and you'll see a course request that Carrie's gonna bring to you in a minute that aligns with that. We do have some good options that we feel like can be done after discussions with middle school teachers and staff and administration. Then you go down to the high school level. The high school is now divided into 2 parts. You have your 9th and 10th graders that on track to graduate credits are their biggest majority of their score. And then they earn extra points for college and career coursework and CTE, their biology score assessment, their PSAT assessment. If they were off track to graduate and get back on track, the school can earn credit for that. Attendance, you'll notice that attendance keeps showing up every level. And then some other specialty subgroup test areas like IAM and EL. At the junior and senior level, it's based on that diploma. If they earn and this is the new diploma, so they're rolling out new accountability and a new high school diploma at the same time. So we've been working a lot extra at the secondary level to dig through this. So their diploma that's awarded, whether it's the regular honors seal or honors plus, that is the main credential piece. Then you add to that, or the main evaluation piece, you add to that work-based learning, earning a credential of value, such as our high school students in welding earning that welding certificate, that would be a credential of value. Their college level coursework, so dual credit, there's attendance again. Biology, if they took it in that time, then you see SAT and ACT, and then again a subgroup test for EL. So I want to share this because this is a lot of metrics for a school to have on a goal of what they have to be constantly tracking and achieving to earn a letter grade that'll be publicly posted, like A through F. And there are things in here that we've not seen for a while, so it's a different thought. I'm going to point out the science and social studies at the elementary level, that high school credit at middle school, and then at the high school level, that big emphasis on work-based learning and earning a credential in high school. So earning some type of credential that's beyond a high school diploma while in high school. So this is leading a lot of the conversations we're having about curriculum instruction. And when we talk about strategic plan in the upcoming few months, these are things that are going to need to be folded into our decision making. As we're planning forward, these are the plans that we need to be reaching towards for proficiency. So I just wanted to give a brief update on that. On that same kind of ideal, I have some bills that we're all keeping our eye on for education, and there's far more than what I'm going to list, but I just want to highlight a couple. These are not officially signed into law, but if you're watching and tracking some bills at the State House level, these are ones that I'm keeping my eye on. One is House Bill 1014. It's a various education matters. I would describe it as a potpourri of items.
1004, House Bill 1004.
Is it different? Thank you.
Yeah.
This one has a lot of different items that are not necessarily connected. It's looking to do some deregulation in education is the way it's described. So reducing some redundant requirements for schools for efficiency. However, there's also some new things that are built in there. So there's a lot of detail to work through. We're keeping our eye on that one. The next one that I would like to highlight, again, there's many more than this, but House Bill 1098 is about work-based learning liability. You saw in that accountability model, work-based learning for juniors and seniors is going to be expected for all high schools in Indiana. The problem that we have, and our employers are saying, and I can tell you locally, we've sent out the employer survey recently to ask about partnership, and this is the top thing so far noted, the concern about liability. So if they have a high school student working for them, and something happens, who holds that liability? And so the legislature is seeking to address that through this bill and to define that. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Another item that I've been keeping a close eye on, House Bill 1210. And the reason for that is it makes a difference for us with the finances of that local income tax. As you know, based on Senate Bill 1 or Senate Enrolled Act 1, we stand to have a deficit of $600,000 that we will not have. It'll be a deficit because we won't be receiving $600,000 annually in local income tax anymore in 2028. This bill moves that 1 year further out. So we would have one more year for financial planning to 2029. So keeping a close eye on that. The one last final one I'd like to point out on the Senate side, actually I'm gonna point out two on the Senate side. The first is Senate Bill 78, and it's a wireless communication device policy. So last year, legislature passed an act that we had to have times the students could not have cell phones in school during instructional time. And so we made those adjustments in K through 8. They do not have that access. At high school, we do still allow during passing periods and lunchtime, but all other times cell phones are supposed to be put away. The state is taking this another step forward, and this bill would require that there are no cell phones at all during the day. As it stands right now, a school has to guarantee that they've been in a secure location, whether that are locked pouches that they have to go in, or lockers, or left in a car and not brought on property. Those are some of the options that are out there. But this would make that cell phone option even tighter for schools, and we really wouldn't be allowed to have cell phones in any capacity for students in the building. So there is the exception still for medical needs with a doctor's note. That's still written into the language. But I'm keeping a close eye on that because that would be handbook changes for us. And for our schools, there would be some communication with parents about what that change is and how we need to handle that at the school level. And the last one I'll point out is also about devices and students, and it is Senate Bill 159. And it's about school technology plans and policies, and this bill looks to tighten filters both at school and if a student takes a school device home at home that are on student devices. And it also adds that if students are using a device, they're prohibited from using it at school for anything not related to instruction. So there's lots of other bills out there for education. We seem to be a popular topic area for the legislature, but those are some that will definitely impact us locally, so I'm going to keep a close eye on. I'll keep communicating about those with you.
It's a lot of great information. Does anybody have questions for Nikki? Again, all of those bills, if you're in the room or streaming or listening to this board meeting after the fact, all of those bills are available on the website, not on our website, but on the state website. So you can look up those bills and search those bills by number. So, great. So now we'll go down again under, sorry, I'm gonna check where we are. Still under programs. 7th and 8th grade computer foundation.
Yes, this is an inform. We would like to add 7th and 8th grade computer foundations. Dr. Johnson just talked about the new accountability model, and these courses would help us meet some of that expectation, and we feel like they are appropriate for 7th and 8th graders. So this is an inform, and I'll ask for approval at the next meeting.
Okay. Again, this is an inform, so we'll vote on this the next meeting. If you have questions, just let them know. So now we'll go down under support staff. We have some recommendations.
Yes, please, excuse me. Asking for the following recommendations to be approved. Brad Barber as the Jennings County High School girls soccer coach, Anthony Jarvis as Jennings County High School volunteer football coach, and Mallory Rocky as JCMS Sped Parapro.
We'll entertain a motion to approve those things. I have a motion by Mary Lynn. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Cheryl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we'll go down under finances. We have some donations.
Yes, I'd like asking approval for the board on the following donations. Hayden Elementary, Steve and Tina Brewer, $100 for student assistance. High School, the Harmon Group donation of clothing and shoes. North Vernon Elementary, anonymous $100 for supplies. First Baptist Church Mission Team, $1,000 to purchase shoes for students. Hayden Methodist Church, $150 for student snacks. NBIC, $100 to purchase a mini projector for the news crew. Tucker Real Estate, $600 to purchase coats for students in need. Sand Creek, Sherida Bergmeyer Moore Fund, Avenue of Flags, $200 for student activities. Scipio Elementary, the Scipio Geneva Township Fire Department, $200 for school lunches. And Scipio Methodist Church, $100 for student meal accounts.
Entertain a motion to approve those donations as read. A motion by Kurt. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Travis. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we're down under resolution. We have a resolution for approval.
Yes, this is a standard resolution to establish the budget into CompuTrol. From the time you put it into the gateway system for the approval to getting it into our computer system, there's just going to be minor changes because all the accounts didn't get approved at the level. So this is the way to level that out. So it's just a standard entry, please.
I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Pat. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Cheryl. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. So next we'll go down under relations. We have a Jennings County Public Library Board of Trustees appointment.
Yes, asking for approval to renew the term for Jessica Floyd from 3/1 of '26 to 2/28 of 2030.
So moved.
I have a motion by Travis. Do I have a second? Second by Mary Lynn. Any discussion? Just want to publicly thank Jessica Floyd for volunteering to manage this, and I know that the library board is very appreciative of her participation, so thank her for that. Any other discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Next, we have an MOU.
Yes, our Career Center, the Wilson Education Center, which we're a part of, has written a grant and received one of the grants in the state for counseling and planning for career pathways. So this was a highly competitive grant. I know a lot of agencies that applied didn't get it, but Wilson Education Center did. And so all of us school corporations that are members will be able to take advantage of that free service. And this is for a group called SkyPack that'll do career counseling and education for kids on career counseling. And so asking for an approval of the MOU to allow us to begin working with them and getting things in place.
I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Pat. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Kurt. Any discussion? All those in favor? 7-0. Which brings us to other.
No other.
Hearing nothing else to come before the board, will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I think, did I miss it before? Am I too late?
Second.
I think you're too late. Any discussion? So let's go back over that just to make sure that Deb got the names. I think Pat, you were the motion.
I did.
And Travis was the second. We're gonna ignore this one over.
I just wanted to absolutely congratulate the Jennings County High School girls basketball team.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, now it's worth it.
Yes, sectional winners.
Yes, and we
Yes.
have four
For
boys headed
wrestlers.
for wrestling. Is it semi-state or regional? I always get myself confused.
Semi-state, yes.
Semi-state, and
Excellent.
we had a swimmer go to regionals this week as well. So some exciting stuff.
Good.
So maybe it would be good to just have a summary for the board of all of the students who are moving on to.
I can do even better. We're gonna bring them to CU
There
in
you
March.
go.
Will be winter sports and then, no, fall sports and then winter sports the one after that, Deb, is that right?
See, Marilyn, you thought we missed it, but she is on it.
Hey, we like celebrating kids, so we
do.
try never to lose an opportunity.
We do. Okay, we have a motion and a second. So now all those in favor to adjourn. 7-0, meeting adjourned.